Hey family, welcome to the Hub. What's up, fam? Today, I am so excited by my two guests. I have an amazing married couple. I have Donna Bellinger, who's a business development, sales consultant, and author, and her awesome husband, who is an award-winning science fiction author. What's up? Hey, guys.
Hey, Coach Cass.
I am so happy to have the both of you here today, and I specifically sought you out because I know that you guys got married later in life, and I find that so many people after the age of 40, 50 give up on love, and so this episode is really about keep hope alive. Yes.
Yes, indeed.
But before we even get to that point, I want to know a little bit of your personal journeys. Let's get nosy. Let's spill the tea. So, who wants to go first, Steve or Donna?
Oh, ladies first.
Okay.
Oh, and see, I was getting ready to give it to you because I think that it's funny that you noticed me before I noticed you.
Ooh.
So why don't you tell them about that?
Oh, snap.
Well, we worked at a computer training company. I was one of the trainers, and she was in the sales department. And I used to see her walking up and down the hallways with her nose in the air, and wouldn't give me the time of day. And it was like years later when she had a party, one of the other trainers who turned out to be a good friend of hers suggested that she invite me to the party. And her response was, Steve who?
Oh, snap.
So, so went to the party and sort of got to know each other, and things went on from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
got to know each other. Okay, so what actually happened at that, Donna's side of it, is that I had just sworn off men coming out of this really, really ridiculous, crazy relationship. And I had one of those prayer nights.
Okay.
Where I was just like, God, I can't do this. I can't do this. I just, my godfather had said, you could be in a football stadium with 10,000 righteous men, and you will find the guy under the bleachers stuck to the bubblegum wrapper.
I know there are a lot of
and
people
then bring it home and act like you found a treasure. So
it's shiny.
So I had just said, okay, God, I can't do this anymore. If I can't find happiness in this life, then maybe in the next. It's according to your will.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listening, I would really like to have a guy who is intelligent but not a know-it-all, attractive but doesn't think he's prettier than me, and religious but not a zealot. This is if you're listening. And I met Steve within 30 days.
Wow.
I met Steve within 30 days.
And so, how old were you at this point, Donna?
It was for my 45th birthday. It was my 45th birthday. So he who doesn't dance and he who doesn't party came to my party. And he managed on a slow drag. You know how guys are that don't dance. So he grabbed a slow drag and he drugged me on the floor for a slow drag.
Drug?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling it this time. So anyway, you'll agree with this part. He got a little bit friendly. And he leaned over and he kissed me, and we still joke about it right here because that's evidently the spot.
On your neck, girl.
Right in this spot, right here.
Ooh.
And my knees buckled. And you cannot blame it on the goose. It was just him. He can still do that to me.
Aww.
And after 45 years, nobody else had ever found that. So
you're like, wait a second.
That's different. So next he said, well, I'm a computer programmer and I do websites and I know you do sales. So could we have dinner and discuss how you could help me sell my websites better?
You better have a business proposition, Steve. So what were you thinking when you said that? Were you really thinking about websites and sales?
I suppose so, yeah. I mean, you're going way back. Of course, a little bit of both, okay, in all honesty. I wanted to sell my websites, but I wanted to get to know this lady a little better if it was possible.
Okay.
And
We spent that whole date talking about our kids.
yeah,
We spent the whole time talking about kids. That was the entire conversation. And for me, it was so refreshing because I had broken up with a guy who said, you can't go 30 minutes without talking about your kids.
and see, neither could I, so.
Aww.
Oh.
So there's a message there for the one that's right for you. You could just be yourself. Yeah.
Because remember, I wasn't looking,
No.
but I kind of knew what was on his mind, but I wasn't looking.
You knew it was on my mind.
I knew it was on your mind because he made it a point to say to me that he was considering getting married again. He liked being married. He had just married the wrong person. And my little angels over here said, don't let this hit the ground. Literally, that's what
you
don't
heard.
let that hit the ground. I was like, okay, all right.
So
I got my hands up.
how long did you date for before deciding officially, like, you know what, this is it?
That's
Steve?
a good question. How long did we date?
He's like, I don't remember.
It was a long time. 5 years?
Well, it was 5 years before we actually got married
Yeah.
because you had legalities to take care of.
Right.
Yeah.
But it probably was about 3 years before we made it official. But when everything was finalized, this man took me to the front of our church and got down on one knee in front of the congregation.
Because she didn't believe me. I had to make it, I had to formalize it.
You know, some things just ain't supposed to take forever. I'm just saying.
So Steve, tell me, how did you know that Donna was the one?
Well, you just know. I mean, there's no formula. You just know. I mean, I have never in my life gone around looking for this quality, that quality, that quality. I meet somebody, I like them, and we just try to see what we have in common. I mean,
So,
it's the same with how I make friends even, you know.
Were you married before?
Yes.
Okay. So then what made Donna different? Because I know some people that get married and divorced and they're like, I'm never doing this again, right? And then there's some people that are like, oh, well, I need to be married. So where were you, Steve? Were you in a I need to be married state or like?
I was in a I'd like to be married state. Didn't need any of it. When you need it, that's when you're in trouble. But, you know, I married her because I wanted to, not because I needed to.
Okay.
You know, if I needed to, then, like I said, I would have been in trouble.
And Donna, what made you say, you know what, Steve, you just might have a chance. Like, I think I could do this thing called life with you.
We were such good friends. And we have, and Trekkies. I was gonna get there. Yeah, we are total Trekkies. He got me that first night at the birthday party with, you know, I don't have anybody to go to Star Trek conventions with. And I was like, hello, I'll go. I'll go. So, and those were some of our first dates, along with music. He's classical, I'm jazz. And in order to make the stars align, the city of Chicago came up with something at our Chicago Symphony Orchestra called Classical Tapestries, where they brought classical and jazz together for a series. So that was our first series of dates, and they were absolutely perfect. And he's easy. He's not intimidated by an alpha woman, because I really can be. And I just admit it. Your husband knows me, so I really can be. And he loves kids. He dislikes confrontation. We've never had a serious argument because we discovered early on that either of us could say, well, let's just agree to disagree. there is nothing about our relationship where either of us feels empowered by making the other person feel wrong.
What's the point?
Yeah.
You know, exactly. So that's one of the very important things in our relationship. And so now we've been married almost 14 years.
Wow.
Yes, that's how old I am. And
But you didn't say how old you were when you got married. Let's do math. How old were you guys when you got married?
I was 51.
Wow.
I just turned 65. And yeah, there's a story behind that, but it's not fit for your audience. But my grandkids were like, "Can you believe that our grandma's just getting married and she's 50 years old?" And I was like, "Tell that little short person that I'm 51 and everybody knows it." So it was hilarious. But
what made you guys get married as opposed to living together? Because you know, one thing I hear a lot of is, well, you know, we're grown. What do you need a paper for? We could just shack it up. Like, what made you guys actually decide to get married?
I'm just old-fashioned, that's all.
he's old-fashioned, and I wanted the commitment. One person that I wanted to marry wouldn't marry me because I wanted to get married in the church. And I was like, oh yeah, because you'll lie to a judge.
But not to Jesus.
I'm just saying. So what Steve and I did was about 10 days before we got married, we both rededicated ourselves. So we had a full immersion baptism. And I said, I just want to leave all of the past in the past. So we did that first. And also it was, you know, just to set an example. You know, it's a different type of commitment.
Yeah.
When you do it in the church, if you're a believer, it's just a different type of a commitment. Now, the thing that we had to compromise on was he waited until after I bought my wedding dress and all this other stuff. My dress has been hanging up for over a year. And then he goes, can't we have a Star Trek wedding? I'm going to wear my Starfleet uniform. I'm like, oh no, you can't do that because then I want to wear mine and I already bought this dress and it wasn't cheap. So tux. Tux. But we have pictures of ourselves in our Starfleet uniforms.
Oh yeah.
And we have our little com badges and everybody knows that we are definite Trekkies and that's
what binds you together.
It's not the only thing.
Yeah, one of the things.
It's just one of the things.
Right, many things.
Many things. But
so I know both of you have a past. So how did you decide to look past your partner's past, if that makes sense?
We didn't get really deep into it.
Well, no,
things would come out.
Yeah, the past is the past. I mean, it's the present you focus on.
Yeah, because with everything that we had been through, and again, you know, he was grown when I got him. So however that works out.
But you also weren't trying to fix him or change him.
You can't fix anybody who's grown. You get, you know, the parents raise the child. And one of the things that we learned early on with some training that we went through before we got married had to do with the fact that, you know, you have to accept the person as they are. And so I have, you know, I do a little coaching too. And one of the things that I've told my youngins is that what is it about you that you would be willing to give up if you're asking them to change? Because you got it and he got it. And so what are you willing to give up?
Dun, dun, dun. Oh man, you guys are dropping nuggets. Okay, so married over 50, happily loving each other. So how do you really get through like the tough times? Because these are the times where, you know, all the crazy things can happen in terms of life, health, finances. Like, have you set a middle ground of how you dispute? Like, how do you guys handle disagreements?
You know, everyone is looking for a formula. And again, there is no formula. I mean, we agree to disagree. We get along, you know, she has her space, I have mine when we're working and doing our own thing. And then we always make time to be together. We never go to bed angry, you know, and I mean, I think people work too hard at it sometimes, and they
Mhm.
worry too much about it. I mean, be yourself, marry someone who will be themselves, and just don't let that be an issue. I think people are so worried about, well, I want this and she should have that. Just go with the flow a little bit.
I love
I,
that.
I, I think marriage should be fun. It shouldn't be a job.
Marriage should be fun.
Yeah,
Oh, I love this. What about you, Donna? You have anything to add?
you
No,
better agree
I
with me.
agree. Yes, darling. I am the obedient wife. Yes.
Right.
I wrote.
No, but we're like I said, we were friends first,
Right.
and I've told my peeps that, like I said, there's nothing about the life that I have with Steve that
Mhm.
I would sacrifice for the sake of being right or changing him. I already know what I had without him. Don't want that anymore.
Mm.
Love where I'm at right now. Is it perfect? Oh, we have had a lot of losses in our family, and we have had a lot of challenges in our family, but it's always the hand holding, the support. He likes to quote Rocky when he talks about our relationship, how Stallone said when he talked about his girlfriend that she had holes and he had holes, and together, that's
Hold
how
each
we are. We complete each other. We don't compete, we complete.
I don't compete, you complete. Oh, that's a tweetable. Come on, Donna. All right. So, now I know you're both very driven people and you're both authors. So, Donna, I know you wrote a book. So, what was that like? Like coming up with the book, did Steve help you? Like, tell us a little bit more about it.
Steve was like a midwife. He reached up in me and yanked it out. He just made me get it done. We figured out after a lot of trial and error that I am what I am. So I am a speaker. I am not a writer. And when I tried to write, it did not sound authentic. So what I did was I used a speech recognition software, and I spoke the book, and then my husband edited it, and then another friend of ours edited it. And this is for all of your people who want to write a book. The
Mhm.
book was published. It was recognized by a lot of different publications, including Essence Magazine. And after it had been out for 3 years, we realized there was a typo on the cover.
Oh, on the cover.
A subtle one, but yes.
Oh my goodness.
There was a typo on the cover, but they were looking between the covers. But
Mhm.
it's like marriage. Better done than perfect.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it out. Now,
Yeah.
Steve is the consummate writer. He's been
Mhm.
writing for decades, and he's written for church, and he's done radio dramas. And so this was just a natural progression for him.
Mhm.
But when he came out with the Chronicar and he gave me that to take a look at, I cried.
Oh.
I said, the highest praise I can give you is I would pay for that. And even in my coaching, I tell people, no, if the testimonial doesn't result in I would pay for that, then it's not a good testimonial.
No, actually, the highest praise you gave me is that you would
Oh,
divorce
Lord.
me if I didn't submit it.
I said if he didn't submit it, it was grounds for divorce because I was
Okay,
working for no good reason.
that's it.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. So I'm guessing you submitted it then, Steve.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's been out for a little while. Yeah, it's been out for about 5 years, the Chronicar.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And what made you start writing? Like what
Uh,
got it in you, Steve, to start writing
when I
sci-fi?
was a 10-year-old kid, my mom used to work for a printing company, and she'd bring books and things home. And the first Isaac Asimov novel she brought home, I, Robot. I read that. I was 10, 12 years old, fell in love with science fiction. And I've always sort of wanted to write and create. So I've been writing stuff all my life. It's
Hmm.
only later in life that I got anything officially published.
Wow.
So it's
Wow.
just,
And
the
now
real
they've
living
been
of the
coming
dream.
out like Tic Tacs now. He's got his fourth book, just signed a contract. So they're
Wow.
just coming out like Tic Tacs for him right now. But for those youngins who didn't quite catch that, when he was 10,
Yeah.
he read I, Robot. Will Smith did not write that. He did not discover it. decades before.
And the movie is nothing like the actual book. I mean, the movie's
Okay.
okay, but it's not what the book was about.
And are these on audiobook? Like, can
mean-
not everybody reads,
Yeah,
so
mine is
different?
available paperback, ebook, and audiobook.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So
Yeah.
what other projects have you guys worked on together as a couple?
Everything we do as a team. So I get invited to speak and present at a number of events, and anytime I get a table, he's on one end and I'm on the other. And it's the joke is it's hashtag Team Bellinger. So we have done speaking engagements because the Chronicar has a historical component to it. It deals with the bloody riots in Chicago back in the 1800s, 1900s,
1919.
1919.
The Red Summer Riot.
And so his book is actually in the archives of his alma mater, Illinois Institute of Technology, because
Yeah.
it takes place on that property. And so I leverage that whenever I can. And then whenever he's doing a book show or something, he always has my book on the table, whether it's appropriate or not.
Absolutely.
It's still there because it's a team. It's a team effort. So it could be a
Effort.
sci-fi thing, but my book is still sitting off on the corner,
That's
Same
and
it.
last
wife
name
is
on it.
still sitting over there
Mhm.
in the corner. And when I'm doing my thing, he's taking pictures of me and vice versa. And I invite him to my peeps and introduce him to my peeps and vice versa. So like I said, it's still a collaboration. We complete each other. We don't compete with each other.
So now with all this work, what do you guys do for fun?
Oh, we travel when we can.
Yeah, I'm ready to dust off the passport.
Yeah,
I decided that what I really wanted to do was travel and train, and he decided to make that possible.
Hmm.
And so we've got pictures of me sitting in a stateroom on a cruise ship, doing my sessions with my clients and all that other stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, I could get used to this.
One fun thing was the last award I won. We went to, we were going to go to Miami to pick it up, but she had to be at an event in Fort Myers.
I was in Fort Myers.
So we actually met in Miami. I walked into the hotel and she's sitting there at the table in the restaurant. That was the coolest thing. And she was there when I walked up to
He
pick
kind
up
of teared up.
my award.
Yeah, I have a man who's not afraid to cry.
That's
And
beautiful.
it's absolutely wonderful. He embraces every single moment of life. And sometimes I can get caught up in deliverables, and he will definitely pull me back into just enjoying life and living life. And I'm so grateful to him for that.
Yeah, life is short. Enjoy it when you can.
Mm-hmm.
This has been great, guys. Like you two, I really hope that those who are listening understand that this is just an example of what can happen for them too. Being able to be open to receiving the love. Oh, you guys. Oh, is there anything else you would like to share with those listening in?
Sweetheart, anything you want to say?
You're good.
No, I'm good. I'm really, really good. Just peek over his shoulder, look at those little covers, look at that gold medal. This is what I would love to say. With Steve and with his books and that gold medal that's over there behind him, that gold medal, tell him the story. Who else has been in that competition?
Other people who have won similar awards through this organization was Jonathan Frakes from Star Trek Next Generation,
Wow.
and Jim Carrey has also won an award through this organization, but I believe they only got silver medals. I got the
have a
gold
gold.
medal for science fiction.
You better pump your man up, girl. So how can people find you? Social media? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? How can they find you guys?
My husband made it very easy. Tell him where to go, love.
Well, for books, you can go to bellingerbooks.com.
Nice.
And you'll find all of our books there. In fact, you can order autographed copies of any of our books there.
Beautiful.
I have a website, stevebellinger.com. Donna has a couple, donnasmithbellinger.com and askdsb.com.
All right. right. Well, fabulous. I just want to say thank you guys so much for joining us here today. You're so awesome.
Thank you,
And
Coach Cass.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely.
You all are such a powerful family.
thank you.
Oh, no, such a powerful, loving family. And so we appreciate being embraced into this conversation.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Thank you.
So just really quick to close out, hey family, so if you got nothing else, understand that the person you should be with, you should complete and not compete. Make sure to follow them on social media. Check out bellingerbooks.com. And just in case you didn't know, since we talked about books, I wrote a book as well, Princess Zara's Birthday Tradition. It's a wonderful book about a little princess who loves to spread love, and you could check her out at Zara and Ziggy or zaraandziggy.com. All right, family, till next time on our next episode. Love you guys. Mwah! Bye-bye.